Your host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. The city's so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. City's so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so...
Well, good morning, Frederick. Today is Friday, July 19th, and I'm your host, Dani Gurry. Okay, if you haven't heard, there are major outages with Microsoft today. Flights have been canceled and banking could be effective due to a technical problem with CrowdStrike, who is the cybersecurity firm that provides the antivirus software. I was woken up to this news from my husband, Ashley, who is an IT guy. He runs a company called 34 Blast. So if you are having some issues, just know it is affecting the world, literally. They say they're on it, but who knows? Now, this affects a lot of the apps that you might use with Outlook, Microsoft 365, and all of those sorts of things. So just want to give you a heads up there. No idea when all of that will be fixed, but if you're due to be flying out anywhere, you may want to check to make sure everything is still on time. Okay, it's been quite a morning already, so you can expect an awesome show today that runs seamlessly. All right, I want to thank Tara Flannery, Rita's of Frederick, and Banana Bev, my stepmother, and yes, that is her loving name. I think I may be just 5 pair of shoes off of my 200 pair goal because of all of them and all of you who have donated. I am going to do an official count this weekend. I will make an official announcement on Monday, and then I hope to be delivering the shoes we've collected on Tuesday or Wednesday to Miss Julie Gaver to help with that final shoe count. We hope we get her to 5,000 pairs of shoes to help our kiddos this year when they head back to school. Now, you can also do this, either give through Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. I mean, quite literally. Well, because I can't order online anymore, I've run out of time for those clearance shoes. I did get another 25 pair, but I'll have to shop local, which means it's probably going to be about $20 a pair. So if I can get $100 today, I will for sure be over the top. Or if you can drop off a pair of shoes to the home of everything Frederick today, tomorrow, or Sunday, that would be wonderful. And I can include it in my count. So the shop, the home of everything Frederick, is the brainchild of Shannon Flannery, who started the group Everything Frederick and More. And many people ask, what is this thing about? And I continue to say it is always evolving, but quite honestly, it is a space. So if you need a space to have a smallish event, we can help you out there very affordably, of course. And for nonprofits, we will certainly give you the space for free to utilize. We want people to come to the shop and check it out. We have tons of artisans who have amazing stuff. And I saw Hammer Glamour is going to be dropping off some new stuff. I would like one of her rings because they're amazing. She makes stuff from old silverware. Anyway, you can also pick up your Good Morning Frederick merchandise because when you shop and buy my t-shirts, hats, travel mugs, stickers, and magnets, I utilize those proceeds to donate to all the great organizations and to help fund things like these shoes for Souls of Love and United Way. All right, on today's show, you'll meet Gary Morton, a former Frederick County Sheriff's deputy who shares some big news, and Stacy Reno, a local real estate agent who helps people with the full scope of downsizing. She even teaches a class on the subject. And Nina Rollins joins me to talk about the free block party happening tomorrow on West All Saints Street. Bob Miller and Chris Michaels join me from WFMD's Morning News Express for news, weather, and sports. Plus, as always, I'll go over the giveaways and the events for this weekend and ones you have to mark your calendar for coming up soon. All right, let's get this going today, Frederick. Thanks to our show sponsor, we help you move. Whether you're moving across the street or around the country, Nicholas and his team of moving experts can make the whole thing easy. We Help You Move is veteran-owned and a great supporter of the Frederick community. Go to wehelpyoumove.com. Okay, let's find out what's happening with our local news, weather, and sports. Bob Miller and Chris Michaels are here. Well, happy Friday.
Yes. TGIF.
Yes, TGIF. I don't think I've ever been so happy that it's been a Friday, to be honest. So there you go.
So let me ask you, Dani, what makes you happier? The fact that it's Friday or that me and Bob are with you on a Friday?
Well, of course it's because it's Friday.
Yes. Right. Yeah.
At least she's honest.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yes, it has been quite the week, and it's just one thing after another. It's all great stuff. I love having so many new people to talk to and so many businesses and cool things happening. It's wonderful, to be honest.
You know, the great thing and the reason why I love doing what we do, of course, what you do here and what me and Bob do on WFMD is meeting new people, talking to the great local business owners, helping out the nonprofits and the charities around the area. And I got to tell you, you do an awesome job with that. And we truly appreciate what you do for our area.
Oh, well, you're wonderful. Thank you so much for saying so. So it's been crazy. So did you guys cover the Microsoft outage today?
You know what? I forgot all about it. I mean, I have a friend of mine who is in the business of he puts in the radars or whatever, and he was talking about how they're all now going to go. This was years ago. We're big golf buddies, and he was talking about how they're going from the wired and stuff to Cat 5 cables and the internet. And I'm like, well, won't that be kind of strange if it gets hacked? He goes, oh, no, it won't happen. It won't happen. Well, yeah, it happens.
Yep. Never say never. Never say never. So.
Well, I'd hate to be in the airport.
In radio, when I first heard about it, I'm like, oh, my goodness. I hope everything's okay at WFMD. First thing I did was turned on that radio, heard we're still on air. I'm like, whoo, thank goodness. So we were fine. Didn't affect us. However, we had Mary Dennis on with Transit today, and she was talking about why she thinks the ridership has gone up. And she said that it did actually affect their computers today, too. So hopefully it gets up and running. And if you were going to an airport, whoo, man, was it rough for you?
Yeah.
So the Russians were behind it.
Yeah.
The Chinese are behind it.
Yeah, somebody is definitely behind it. So
The View says it's Donald Trump's fault. I'm sorry, I didn't say that. Did I say that? I did.
I was waiting for that to come.
Had to come.
I'm just gonna slink over here for just a minute.
See all the fun you
well.
can have with me and Bob in the morning time, and great input and great info too.
Yes. Well, at least something. At least something.
Right.
All right. So what's happening locally, Chris?
Well, an investigation is underway in Hagerstown into a shooting incident. Police said it occurred in the 200 block of East Washington Street at approximately 12:53 p.m. According to investigators, this was a targeted shooting. Anyone with information is asked to please come forward by emailing tips to pdinfo@hagerstownpd.org. A Germantown man has been sentenced to 25 years in prison for the death of a Frederick man, and this really irks me that this is going on with our young people still. It was an rival gang 2 years ago. The state's attorney announced that it happened on April 22nd in 2022, according to court documents. Shortly before 11 p.m. on April 22nd, 2022, first responders were called to the 19,000 block of, and this is crazy, it was a shooting, and the block was Gunners Branch Road in Germantown, to investigate a reported shooting where they found Klein suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He was pronounced dead at the scenes by paramedics. Prosecutors said that Klein was a known associate of the L3, a criminal street gang that operates in Montgomery County and is based out of Gaithersburg. Miller said that his 3 cohorts were also identified as members of the Ridge, another criminal street gang in Montgomery County, which is also based in Germantown. And as I always say, the moral of this story, kids, do not join a gang. It'll either get you 6 feet under or in jail. Stay away, please. In other news, another man who shot another man outside the Valley Mall 2 years ago, and I remember this because that was actually a day me and my wife and kids went to the Valley Mall a few hours before this happened, was sentenced to prison. Matthew S. Lockenbaugh, 23, was sentenced Tuesday to 20 years in state prison for a shooting in the Valley Mall parking lot in June of 2022. During a Board of Public Works meeting, Governor Westmore announced significant cuts for the next fiscal year. The cuts span state government. They include a $12 million for local health departments, $6 million to boost security at a higher education institution, and a little over $1 million to pay raises at the Office of the Public Defender. Many of the reductions delay hiring for new positions in state government. And taking a look at weather, today is a mostly sunny, high 87, partly cloudy this evening, then becoming cloudy after midnight, low 69. And looking at the weekend forecast, Saturday is overcast, high of 81, and Sunday partly cloudy with a high of 91. And that's your news and weather from Free Talk 930 WFMD, Bob with Sports.
Actually, with Good Morning, Frederick, but that's okay.
That's Good Morning, okay. Frederick, yes.
Yes, that's okay. And more, just nothing but great news from Chris Michaels. Gangs, violence, shooting, and other beautiful news. Bob Newhart passed away, and so I'm just sorry. I love to pick on that big guy because you know what? He's just look at him. Look at him. See,
I
know. He's doing this. To show you, he's like, don't try it, Miller. I'm going to wrap these pythons around your neck, and next thing you know, more good news. Chris Michaels strangles Bob Miller. There wasn't a whole lot of sports out there. Everybody's still kind of getting back from the All-Star game. For locally, there's not a whole lot of sports going on. There is some sports. LeBron James' son, Bronny, is trying to play his way onto the Los Angeles Lakers. The odds have him at about, 225,000 to 1 to win the NBA Rookie of the Year honor, whether or not he even makes the team. Opening day for baseball next year, going to be March 27th, but the Dodgers and Shohei Ohtani are going to join the Cubs, and they're going to play a couple games in Tokyo, which sounds kind of cool. Lawrence Taylor was arrested again. The former NFL Hall of Famer, or he is an NFL Hall of Famer, had to turn himself in because he is a registered sex offender in the state of Florida. He moved and forgot to report that he actually was moving. Finally, not finally, but Ric Flair, the wrestler, it seems to be a bit upset that he didn't make the top 100 athletes of the 21st century. I think that leaving him off that list is not too shabby. There's probably a lot more people.
Yeah.
And the second round of the Open Championship at Royal Troon Golf Course in Scotland, Shane Lowry is your leader at 5 under par. Daniel Brown next, Justin Rose, Billy Horschel. Looks like some of those big-time players that we all love. The projected cut is looking at about +4, and there's a whole bunch of people who aren't going to be on that list, including Bryson DeChambeau, maybe Tiger Woods, and a few others that we may know might not make that list. So it'll be an early trip home.
Yeah, we were watching yesterday, and that course, my God, those bunkers were like 12 feet deep.
I
and
know,
they were
right?
in them. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's where you just if I'm playing at that point in time, I just do the hand wedge, and I'm just like, that's the best club I have in my bag, along with the golf ball retriever that, when I hit it into the water and extends out 30 feet, I can get that $1.25 golf ball.
Yeah, so it's funny, I was my brother and my husband were watching, and, the guy, I don't know who it was, but, he was in the bunker, hit it out, and rolled straight back in. I said, I would have just thrown my club at that point. Like, seriously.
Well, for you, throwing your club and throwing it away means you have to buy a new one. For these guys, it's just gets replaced. I mean,
right.
These guys get all these sponsorships, and they break their clubs, they do all kinds of things, they throw the whole bag in the water, but they get one at the end. That's why all those golf trailers are out there.
That's right. That's right.
Let me add to your sports real quick, Bob. And I was just thinking to myself, you know what? As far as Bronny James goes, whether the Lakers want him to join the team or not, it doesn't matter, because LeBron James is going to have his son on their team, and that's the problem, in my opinion, with the NBA right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, really nepotism with a lot of sports, to be honest. Somebody, it's like once somebody's on a team, they're, sons, brothers, or whatever, get the spot maybe over somebody else. So.
But there's none worse to me. And again, I love basketball, but there's none worse than the NBA right now, because honestly, if you're in the NBA, why even bother having a coach? Players like LeBron James just rule the league, rule the teams, and what they say goes. And that's just, and it really irks me.
Yeah.
What do they call that? The what is it? There's a saying about that. The convicts ruling the prison or something like that, or there's a term like that, where it's like the masses are just, you don't have the authority anymore.
No. Well, the tail's wagging the dog is what I always say. But, well, we shall see what happens with him and others. Well, you guys have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy this weather. Chris, I might see you touch a truck this afternoon. And I'm glad it's going to be a nice day.
Yeah, if you come by, I'll be broadcasting. Maybe you and me will jump into Mid-Maryland Live, and we'll have to keep Tim and Frank, from arguing and fighting. You have to referee with me, so we'll have some fun maybe on air, you and me, if you swing by.
I can absolutely do that. All right, you guys have a great day. I'll
Take
see
care,
you on
Dani.
Monday.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you. You too. All right. Want to thank them very much. All right, let's quickly talk about our giveaways. You can enter 24 hours a day, 888-465-2944. Oh, I can put that up for a little bit. 888-465-2944. Just text those highlighted words, and winners will be selected this afternoon. And each week we give away 5 Maryland Lottery scratch-offs. We have the ticket to Tree Trekkers, the 3-hour adventure, and we have 4 tickets to any regular season Keys game this summer. I think their season finishes up around Labor Day, so you got plenty of time to enjoy those as well. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Then you'll meet Gary Morton, a lifelong resident of Frederick, and he's a former sheriff's deputy. He just retired from there about 6 years ago. And Stacy Reno, who can help people declutter and downsize their lives, which, oh, goodness, who doesn't need that? All right, we're going to go over all of that, plus Nina Rollins and your events happening in Frederick, All coming up right after this.
The Crab Shop is open. Join Habitat for Humanity of Frederick County, Maryland for the 9th annual Blue Crabs and Blueprints celebration on Saturday, August 24th at the Walkersville Carnival Grounds. This family-friendly day includes crabs from JB Seafood, food trucks, live music, and yard games. This fun-filled day supports Habitat's home repair and home build programs, making a difference year-round right here in Frederick County. Crabs must be pre-ordered by August 19th, so don't delay. Get your crabs now for this Maryland-style crab feed.
Elevate your next party with Dreamscape Slumber Events. Over 12 themes and customization available for kids, teens, and adults to enjoy. Don't have the space? We have solutions for that too. Search Dreamscape Slumber Events on Facebook.
Dream Free Art, Frederick's first and only splatter room. New location, new beginner-friendly artful shenanigans for all ages. Come fling paint and make a masterpiece in Dream Free Art Splatter Room, or join us for a fun and unique art experience. Book your next birthday party, corporate event, date night, or family outing at dreamfreeart.com to unleash your inner artist today. Dream Free Art. Free your creativity.
Ah, yes. I can't wait to head over there and try that out. All right, let's talk about what's happening in Frederick. Happening in Frederick is sponsored by Atlas Wood Floors, serving the area for more than 34 years. Wood floors, luxury vinyl plank, anything you want to put on your floor, they can handle. Give them a call today, 301-948-9663, 301-948-WOOD. When you call, ask for Jeff. Or you can go to atlaswoodfloors.net for more information and to schedule your free quote. All right, if you want to know what's happening in Frederick, you got to go to the Everything Frederick calendar. But first, we want to talk to Nina Rollins, who is pinnacle in putting on the block party happening tomorrow on West All Saints Street. It's free, a great free event for the entire family. We'd like to see you out there. Here's Nina Rollins. Haven't heard about the block party that happens on West All Saints Street yet. Where have you been? It is a great event. It's happening this Saturday, and I have the pleasure of speaking with Nina Rollins.
So I'm a communication ministry. I'm a co-chair of that, and I serve with Lisa Gray.
With Lisa Gray, that's right. Let's talk a little bit about how this event got started.
The event has been around since 2012. We have blocked off the street of West All Saints Street in front of our church. Started out small, as most events do, but it has continued to grow as the impact continues to be felt throughout our community.
When you are onto something, that is the reason for the growth too.
Our motto or our little tagline is God is in the neighborhood. And so this is our way of just, being the hands and feet of Jesus, as we are called to do. So that's how it started, putting that face of, Jesus and personified, and helping our neighbors however we can, and just letting them know that, we are here, we're on the corner of West All Saints Street, we love you, and, we're walking alongside you.
This year, when I look at the list of people who are participating alongside you, that list, it seems to have almost doubled, I think, from last year or the year before. So congratulations. There's a lot of people providing free health screenings, and you guys are giving away a lot of stuff to people in need. Do you want to talk a little bit about some of that?
So one of the best things and most exciting things that we do here during our community block party is we do give out free back to school supplies to area families that, need. They can pick up to 5 items. We all know back to school supplies are expensive. If you have one or more children, the cost just continues to, grow and expand. So, this is just a nice way for folks to be able to, as they're in the street enjoying the day, also be able to, get some tangible help. Besides the back to school supplies, we also partner with Dorcas Clothing Ministry. So they will be on the street, and they give out free clothes to, people that may need.
Holy cow.
Yeah. And also this year, which is something new that we are doing, we have partnered with Souls of Love in the Garden for the past couple of years as a collection site. So I reached out to Miss Julie and I said, wouldn't it be wonderful if Souls of Love in the Garden had a table at the block party? And she was like, that is great. So this year, people are able to also come to the block party and drop off a new pair of shoes that will bless area kids in need, who needs that. So
yes.
And so we're definitely excited about that.
Yes, I know. Wonderful. We want the Frederick community to come out no matter your necessity. And so if you are blessed and are able to purchase new shoes to donate through Souls of Love, then take that as your admission price of bringing your family out for a wonderful time within the community, be amongst a lot of really great people. And who knows, you may find an organization that touches you in a way that you want to volunteer more or you want to give back as well. You guys are really central in, impacting that West All Saints neighborhood. The church has been around forever.
Over 200 years.
Yeah. And I think it's just wonderful that this event has grown.
The goal for me is to see the street filled with people just enjoying themselves, loving their neighbors, and, just being, loved and feeling loved.
Yeah.
I think that is really what this event is about. It is very special. And so as long as people, come to the event and they just feel that impact, everybody is just able to just feel that, that's all we really need.
Yeah. That's wonderful. So when you guys hand out all these school supplies, how are you getting them? Are people donating to you, or how does that work?
We have been so blessed to, whenever we started with the back to school supplies, the Delaplane Foundation and the Osterman Foundation, through grants, have helped us out continuously these past few years. I reach out for sponsorships. So, Thomas Campbell from Caris Realty has helped us in the past 2 years. The Frederick County Health Department is a major sponsor this year. Coalition of a Healthier Frederick also helped. Keating Realty Group, Colonial Jewelers, Middletown Valley Bank.
Nice.
I hope I'm not missing anybody. But I mean, they understand the impact that is happening here on the street, and they just want to be a part of that as well. We would not be able to do the event without the financial support of them and others, because everything at this event is free.
Yeah.
You come and the food that we're serving is free. Organizations, they get a table. We don't charge them for the table space.
Right.
Everything is free. So, just to be able to have them, partner with us so that we are able to continue to do what we do to make this impact on the street during this particular day, we're just completely grateful for.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think, again, it's just a true showing of how amazing our town of Frederick is, and supportive and just compassionate, and loves to come out and have a good time too. So there you go. We check all the boxes here in Frederick. So the event is July 20th, this Saturday. Actually, I can say tomorrow because we're going to air this tomorrow.
Okay.
And it what time is it from?
It starts at 11 and the event goes until 4.
11 to 4, Saturday, July 20th. You're going to want to be at West All Saint Street. Now, it's going to be a nice day. And again, you're going to be able to come out, see your friends, see your neighbors, and support a wonderful organization. Asbury United Methodist Church is putting this on. And we appreciate you guys so much doing this. I think it's, again, a wonderful way for Frederick to turn out and support one another.
Thank you so much for allowing us the opportunity to just be able to speak and, give shine a little light on this event. And I just want to give one little shout out. Former Redskin Dexter Manley will be at the block party this year. He is super excited to see what's going on our street in our town. So, if that doesn't bring you, come on and get a pic with Dexter Manley.
Yeah.
He has just been calling and, he's just so excited to be here on Saturday. So,
I can't wait to meet him. I'm going to get my photo for sure.
Well, I'm not even a Redskins fan. Sorry, folks. But
that's okay.
I'm going to be getting my picture taken with him, too.
Yes, yeah. Hey, because why not? Why not? That's awesome. Well, look, Nina, we appreciate all the work you're doing. We know you still got some stuff to unpack and get ready for this Saturday, the 20th from 11 to 4, West All Saint Street. It's the block party, and I hope to see you out there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right,
have a great day.
Okay, that is the block party tomorrow, 11 to 4. Now let's go over the other events happening here in Frederick. You can go to promocircus.com to see the calendar. The Everything Frederick calendar is available to you anytime, 24/7. It's great to plan your weekends and weekdays. Tons of events going on in Frederick. And sometimes we don't even realize how many events are happening until they're kind of all in one place. So I have actually taken events from all kinds of different calendars and put them here. Now, it's much easier if you can email them to me. If you either see an event that I don't have or you're planning an event, email it to everythingfredericklive@gmail.com or Facebook message me the link to the event and I will be happy to add it. Now, today, as we were talking about with Chris and Bob, 3 o'clock today, Touch a Truck at Adventure Park. I believe this is their second year doing it here. They've got all kinds. This is a completely free event for you. They've got some sponsors and vendors who will be out there as well, plus emergency vehicles, military vehicles, tractors, construction vehicles. Great fun this afternoon at Adventure Park where you can actually head over there. So completely free for that event. And then tomorrow, the block party, 11 to 4, along with tons of other events, including the, let's see, I'm going to take Mama Cone to the, I thought it started at 9 o'clock. Let's just see here. Oh, yes, all you can pick sunflower event is Saturday and Sunday this weekend, 9 to 3 at Valley View Farm in Middletown. I'm going to get my sunflower photo that people post each year, which is a lot of fun. Also, you can head over to Moon Valley Farm for the Tomato Festival from 10 to 4 tomorrow. And then, of course, we're going to be at that block party at West All Saint Street with tons of great stuff. Again, all free. So if you've been blessed and you can, take a pair of shoes to them and they will get it to Julie Gaver. And really that is the purpose of this whole collection of shoes. It all goes to the same place. There's also the Frederick County Animal Control Summer Splash event. If you're looking to maybe adopt a dog, this would be a great event to attend because they're all outside having fun on splash pads, in pools, and apparently some in their bathing suits, which will be absolutely adorable. There's also the South Mountain Creamery Ice Cream Sundae Contest, which is happening at the farm of South Mountain Creamery. That is Saturday from WFRE will be there noon to 2. I believe that event goes on for a majority of the day. You do need to register if you want to participate in the contest. I think apparently someone ate I thought it was like 10 scoops of ice cream in 11 minutes or something like that. That was the time last year. So if you think you can beat that, then you may want to register. I believe the prize is free ice cream for a year, maybe. So that would be a good prize to have. All right. And then on Sunday, again, like I said, you can attend that all-you-can-pick sunflower event at Valley View Farm. Maybe best to go on Sunday because there's so many great things happening on Saturday. And that will be the last day you can drop off your new shoes to the Home of Everything Frederick. We'll be open 10 to 4 on Sunday. So because we're closed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, if you would like to drop off your stuff in person or head to the shop and purchase your Good Morning Frederick gear. When you do, the proceeds go to me helping some local organizations. So by buying something, you get something. So buy the swag. It is also the 8th anniversary week for 10th Ward. This Sunday actually wraps up their celebration. 2 to 4 p.m. they have a Mixology 101 class. All right, now here are some dates that you just want to put on your calendar for the future. July 31st, 4:30, you want to head to Frederick Social because proceeds are benefiting Boomtown Frederick, which is the movie being made about our town and some rebels from the 70s who kind of shook things up here in Frederick. Then August 1st, it's the Distillery Dash to benefit Mount Olivet Historic Preservation. And we're going to be talking with Kristen on Monday from Charm City Run about this event. August 10th, Boomtown is looking for actors, singers, and extras from the African American community to be at Asbury United Methodist Church on West All Saints Street from 10 to 2. That is August 10th. Climbing for a Cause is coming August 17th, and August 24th is Blue Crab and Blue Prince. All right. Again, if you have an event you want included in the calendar, you can email it to everythingfredericklive@gmail.com. All right, Stacy Reno is a real estate agent with Century 21 Redwood, and she has found her niche in helping people downsize. She's so passionate about it that she teaches a class in the ILR program at FCC. I had no idea this thing existed. It is the Institute for Learning in Retirement. There's a bunch of classes that happen at FCC. If you're 55 and over, you can attend them, and they're discounted. They're very affordable. But let's find out more from Stacy Reno and why you may need her services. 401 North Market Street, the home of everything Frederick, and I'm here with Stacy Reno.
Hello.
I think it's really fascinating when you were telling me what you specialize in as a real estate agent. You specialize in the retiree or just adults downsizing.
Correct.
When kind of in a time in this country, many people are upsizing, sometimes even bigger than they ever needed. But how did you find that as a passion in real estate?
Well, it started, my father passed away 10 years ago, so I needed to downsize his house.
Yeah.
And it was just quite an undertaking, and I wish that he would have gotten rid of some things throughout the years. And so I kind of lived through the process, and I can, feel the pain. And so I deal with a lot of students. I teach a class at FCC, an ILR class, the Institute for Learning in Retirement.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of my students, and that eventually a lot of them turn into clients. They just want to go to some place that's either safer, that they shouldn't be going up and downstairs, shouldn't be carrying laundry up and downstairs.
Right.
Or they want a new lease on life. Many of my clients are widows, and
Right.
they don't want it, they're lonely. And
Yeah.
they want to get into, Homewood or some of the local places so that they can have a new social life.
Well,
and
yeah.
activities and things like that.
100% understandable. Or maybe they just don't want to have a house and a yard and all of that
Correct.
to take care of, so they can go to a condo
Right.
where it gives them the freedom to just kind of enjoy, travel, do whatever they want to do. Yeah.
Exactly. And nowadays they can cash in on their equity.
Yeah,
also.
absolutely. Absolutely, especially in this market, especially here. So how long have you been selling real estate?
I've been a real estate agent with Century 21 Redwood Realty right on 2nd Street for 8 years.
Okay.
And I've been an instructor at FCC for 4 or 5 years.
That's cool. So there's a ton of classes. You brought me a catalog, thanks. Mama Cohn's looking through it now, but there's a bunch of really cool classes that are available to retirees, and I don't know if it's at a discounted rate, but certainly affordable.
Definitely.
Maybe $15, $20 a class, depending on what classes they're taking. But there's art and music and computers and all kinds of things.
For people to keep their mind sharp, or just to interact with people or meet new people.
Yeah.
So my class is, it's more of like a cheerleading class. It's a rah-rah class. A lot of it is common sense, but I pride myself on focusing on donating to local businesses and, Habitat Restore, Select Seconds. Are you familiar with Select Seconds?
Yeah.
My mom's volunteered there for years and years. So I try to encourage people to, to donate locally. So
give back to that. Yes. Yeah. And that's awesome because, I think that those organizations, I love the fact that that money goes right back into helping the community be stronger, more vibrant, and all of that, which is phenomenal. What has been the biggest challenge that people may have going through this process? I think I probably know some of the answers, but when you're dealing with a family or a person who needs to think about downsizing,
it's the emotional piece, the sentimentality. They want to keep everything. They know the history of it, and a lot of their adult children, or they don't want any of that. They buy their furniture at IKEA. They don't want antique furniture. They don't want they don't care about the sconces and the things that the custom window treatments that you paid $30,000 for. They buy their stuff at Target.
Right.
So it's detaching with that.
Yeah.
And a lot of the fine china, silver, things that unfortunately people don't use anymore. So they don't want that. So it's parting with that and finding ways that they can either sell it or, I try to tell all of my students, tell the story of the piece. Try to educate your family or your grandchildren and say, look, this was great grandma's who came over from Italy. And then maybe they would say, okay, well, I do want that piece to stay in our family.
Yeah. And I think that that's the thing, right? Our parents are from the generations where, first of all, they came from nothing, most of them, right? Some of them, or their parents, lived through the Depression, so they certainly understand how prized some of these possessions are. It might have been the only thing that made it, right? And so I think you're right. The story sometimes can make people go, oh gosh, I had no idea. I had no idea the emotional value and the sentimental value to our family that things are. And it's funny because as Americans, we seem very cluttered anyway. So the fact that people don't want the stuff, it's really
to downsize.
Yes, it is
very freeing. You have less to clean. There's less
mentally it's freeing for me.
Clutter,
when I declutter, it is a mental freeness. It's like you're not carrying around all that stuff, and so
and I try to tell the students tackle. I give them homework, and we have discussions. Everybody kind of shares their story, but I said start with your linen closet or your spice rack or something, so you have that sense of accomplishment. Don't
something
say,
small.
I'm going to go downsize
the
declutter
basement.
my whole house. It's not, you're going to get defeated. So.
Yeah, for sure. Has anyone ever asked you for help? Have you ever needed to go to someone's home? I know as a real estate agent, do you kind of gently tell people in order to sell their place, it'd probably be a good idea?
Yes.
To once through.
Yeah, with my students who become clients that become sellers, I work with them, sometimes 6 months out, 3 months out, we make a plan, because they need time.
Yeah.
They need time. And it's a process. And so we have a calendar and we work with that.
Yeah.
But there are other resources. There are downsizing services that are, white glove for full service. If you want to have somebody come in and help you your hands off and they kind of do everything. I also know people that do packing and stuff on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
So, but once they get the resource book that I compiled, and we go through the class, they're like, I'm ready to start.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
tackle
and
it.
it's like a therapeutic thing, I think. A lot. I've
Definitely.
seen a lot of those hoarder shows,
Yes.
because there's something they're holding on to.
Right.
And obviously for widows and people who might be alone, it's it's everything they've ever had. If people are gone, that's the only thing that's left. Yeah.
But a lot of times the space that they're moving to can help them determine. So for example, I had a client that she was a student, and then I sold her house in Mormon's Mill, and she was a widow and 4 bedrooms, and she was going to keep this huge mahogany dining room set and china cabinet and everything else. And they have in their mind, I paid X amount of dollars for this. I've used it for 25 years, but it's still worth that.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's
Yeah.
So then once we had the measurements for the apartment she was going to, there was no way it was going to fit. And just like that, she detached from it.
Oh,
And
that's
said,
pretty
do you think the
good.
buyers would want it? And they were like, okay, so size,
Yeah.
I like to rely on that also.
Yes.
It's not going to fit. And
Yeah.
then they have to kind
Right.
of make that choice.
Yes, relying on facts sometimes supersedes
So I'm not
the
just
emotion.
the bad guy.
Yeah, exactly. Supersedes that part. That's, it is. It's really, and I think a lot of our parents, we look at the houses and things and just, just trying to get them to think for us now while they're here, rather than leaving it for the children to figure out when they've passed.
And that's where I think when I'm talking to the classes that I see a lot of like aha looks is just people just want to share their story. And I'm like, okay, you can tell me, but you need to tell your family too.
Yeah.
Like once you're gone, you're gone.
Yeah.
Like when I was going through my father's things, then all my grandmother's stuff was in there that we never went through. And I found pay stubs that she was a telephone operator.
Oh.
I'd never heard of that. And so then at that point, there was no one to ask.
Right.
There was no one to ask that.
Yeah.
So,
And I think
that's
maybe,
sad.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it is sad because all the stories in history go with that person, right? And I think, what would be really good as an alternative if, your kids don't want something is do a video.
Right.
Record yourself telling the story and the history about the pieces. And maybe the pieces don't exist anymore, but the stories will live on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's preserving your family
It is.
history.
It's preserving the
and
history.
you can even do it through, pictures. Like when my dad passed, there were a lot of things from my childhood. I kept some, obviously, but the rest I took pictures of.
Right.
And you'd be surprised that looking at a photograph can bring back the same memories.
Absolutely. Yeah, I did that with all my kids' artwork.
Yes.
I was sick of sticking. There was no more room on the wall. But it really is a good way. It's compact. You can look at it anytime.
And then you can
still,
share it with them in a text, So that's fun
really
too,
great.
because then you can relive it.
Yeah. If there was one thing you'd want people of Frederick to know about kind of this class and everything you're doing to help people, what would you want that to be?
That I'm here to listen and to take the time and to start early.
Yeah.
Start early.
Yeah.
Don't wait until you have to move for a certain reason, and don't wait till if you're struggling and you should be somewhere that's safer, don't wait till you have a fall, because then you jump from your house to
Rehab, hospitals,
maybe nursing home, where you could have gone to an over 55 or an assisted living. Like there's a chain.
Yeah.
Don't wait till it's too late just because you don't know where to start.
Yeah.
I can help you.
Yeah, I love that. Where can people reach out to you? What's the easiest way if they have family who they need your help to get them to make that next move?
They could email me at Stacy Reno at c21redwood.com or call me at 301-514-5296. Century 21, just Google me.
Yeah. Actually, if you put her name in anything, it comes straight up. You've had a well-established career, and it's really nice to know that you're a resource for the aging population and helping them kind of make that transition, which is awesome. We really appreciate the time today. I'm going to have the website up. Make sure you reach out to Stacy Reno, and maybe your parents or you want to take one of these classes. You can look it up. I think it's really cool that they have a whole selection of classes for retirees here in Frederick. So, Stacy, thank you so much.
Thank you, Dani. I appreciate it.
Of course. All right, want to thank Stacy Reno. What a resource to help if you are in that situation. Maybe you've had a parent pass, or maybe you just want to downsize and get to a place that's a little easier for you to take care of. You can contact her. All right, quick break. Then it's time for an announcement from Gary Morton, and I get to sit down with him for the first time. It's coming up right after this.
All in One Events is Frederick's #1 source for event rentals and entertainment. Please visit us on the web at www.aioeventgroup.com or call 1-888-727-8902 for more information.
Real estate cars, yeah. She's the one to get you there. Homes and dreams are perfect, yeah. Shining finally beyond compare.
The Crab Shop is open. Join Habitat for Humanity of Frederick County, Maryland for the 9th annual Blue Crabs and Blueprints celebration on Saturday, August 24th at the Walkersville Carnival Grounds. This family-friendly day includes crabs from JB Seafood, food trucks, live music, and yard games. This fun-filled day supports Habitat's home repair and home build programs, making a difference year-round right here in Frederick County. Crabs must be pre-ordered by August 19th, so don't delay. Get your crabs now for this Maryland-style crab feast.
And here I am. ANS Construction, a local and award-winning woman and minority-owned business, and it's right here in Frederick, specializing in roofing, siding, windows, gutters, patios, and decks. Pretty much anything that you need on the outside of your home, ANS can help with. They can also build new stuff. Maybe you need a pavilion or pergola or something like that. They can help you with that as well. Call 301-703-2157 or email info@ansconstruction.net. Remember, you get that $750 off any roof or siding replacement or $50 off any roof repairs. Give Sandra a call or drop an email and let her know you saw her on Good Morning Frederick. All right, let's talk about people of Frederick. Want to thank Rita's of Frederick. Not only did they donate $250 so that I could get some new shoes, they're also the sponsor of People of Frederick today. 11 flavors of custard daily. Do you remember the days where you could only get 2 flavors of custard? Now you can get 11. Now you need to check their Facebook page when flavors are posted at 11 a.m. And I think it's 11 flavors each week. They change the flavors each week. So each week you're going to want to see what they have. Plus they have new braided pretzels, just $3.99. And make sure you grab some spicy mustard or nacho cheese with it. Open 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily. Rita's 538 West South Street, Frederick. She is an amazing supporter of the Frederick community. And we just love Rita's. It is the best place ever. And also, if you're watching from out of the area, Rita's of Chambersburg is brand new. They just opened this year, and that place is gorgeous. You can head out there if you're up in the Chambersburg area. Check out Rita's there as well. Gary Morton is a lifelong resident of the Frederick area and has spent his life serving the people of Frederick County. And he's also Greg Morton's dad. You may remember I accidentally called Greg Gary during the interview and messed that all up because I was getting emails from both and didn't realize it was 2 different people. Anyway, they're both great people, and he loves to serve the community and wants to continue to serve. So let's meet Gary Morton. See, I'm getting myself confused again. Gary Morton. At the home of everything Frederick, and I am with Greg's dad, Gary Morton. How are you, sir?
I'm
it is
great.
a pleasure
I'm great.
to speak with you.
Well, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, so you guys were highlighted in Frederick Lifestyle.
Yeah.
June issue, the
That's
dad
right.
issue.
Yeah.
What? I haven't met your other son, so I can't speak on him yet, but your
Right.
son is fascinating and an amazing human.
Thank you.
And really just puts it all out there. I have a feeling the apple didn't fall far from the tree on that one. So you retired with the Frederick County Sheriff's Office.
I did.
Yeah.
Yes. 2015. After awesome 35 years with the Sheriff's Office, and started as a young man right out of high school, working corrections over here on South Street at the old jail, and spent a year down at the new jail. And Bob Snyder, who was sheriff at that point in time, gave me an opportunity to go to the police academy and become a deputy sheriff. And I spent the next 30 years of my career, as a sworn officer here in Frederick County, and watching Frederick grow in many different ways, but meeting a lot of people and and serving our community here. So
this is truly your home. You grew up right here downtown.
I did.
And have literally watched Frederick change over.
Yes, I have.
A few years.
Grew up down here on 3rd Street.
Yeah.
As a young man walking these streets to head out to Thomas Johnson as I went to walk to school.
Go Patriots.
Elm Street School. My mom worked in the cafeteria, finished up 6th grade, and then went to TJ and graduated in 79. Lots of memories.
Yes, a lot of great memories. 30 some years in the Sheriff's Department, that's a good run. How do you feel about staying for that long, and do you feel like anything came out of it that you're like, okay, that it was a purpose. There was a purpose in me being there.
Yeah, growing up, I had this desire to serve in some capacity here in Frederick, to give back. And, I was a life member at Junior Fire Company up the street here on North Market Street. At that point in time, the city wasn't, this whole county wasn't a career county. And the door opened up to get my, my feet in the door with the sheriff's office. I got a taste of law enforcement as a law enforcement explorer.
Greg
part of
was
scouting.
Talking
So
about that.
Greg did it too.
I know.
And,
I didn't even know that existed. Actually, that's so cool.
It was so cool. I remember being a young 16-year-old explorer at the Frederick Police Department here, which was up here on North Market Street at that point in time, had the program, and we had uniforms. We met throughout the week. We learned the laws. We just learned a lot of stuff. But I remember the first time I rode in a police car. And just the excitement of, being downtown, running lights and siren as a 16-year-old. I'm like,
nothing's better.
I want to drive. I just want to do this. But it just kind of got in my blood. And
gave the circuit a whole new meaning, didn't it?
It lit me up, and it was one of those things that I'm like, I want to do this.
Yeah.
So. 18, you certainly couldn't be a police officer at that point in time, but corrections was an outlet just to get my foot in the door. And so I got into that, and I had 35 years on the sheriff's office, and coming up through the different segments of the department, as you grow with the department, learning a lot of different areas of law enforcement, whether it be in the traffic unit. I actually spent 5 years as a canine handler, which was one of my greatest positions I think I ever held. Having a dog in the car with you, licking you in your ear, and just being your partner, and being able to use that specialty, that tool to help other officers out. I'm very fortunate to have such a strong willed and powerful woman as my wife to be willing to take that journey with me.
That's right.
But she's always supported.
Stuck with you over
she's
40
stuck with me
years.
40 years of marriage now. Yeah.
Pretty good. That's
it's been, we just celebrated 40 years of marriage, and, Stacy went to Frederick High. Don't hold that.
We still like her. It's okay.
Yeah, Frederick High, I love her to death, and she's been a blessing to me and my boys. I've always felt like it was a blessing to be a dad, and of course being a mom. And then we get we get icing on the cake to be a grandparent now. So
you can rev them right up, hand them back,
and turn them over to their dads and moms.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. What would you say to somebody who had never been to Frederick before and is here now? Like, what would be kind of the top things you'd say you have to do while you're here?
Well, being downtown here, just all the outlets, the different places for entertainment, Frederick is it's just such a close-knit community. I mean, like, you walk downtown, I remember walking downtown here and people knew each other by names. It's kind of a little bit different because we got a lot of people that have moved in here, but, it's just welcoming. It's a warm, atmosphere to come here and to live into Frederick. I've loved being a police officer here and getting to know the people that,
Yeah.
that are here certainly has grown a lot. I've watched farm fields and things like that disappear that are
Yeah.
cities now.
Yeah.
But Frederick's a great place. I mean, lots of things to do here.
Now, you were telling me about a camp
Yeah.
that you have an affiliation with. Tell me a little bit about it.
So, when I retired in 2015, I used to teach youth ministries at our church. My wife was part of it, and we were like, what is it that we can do that we could give back to a community, and especially in the youth area? A friend of mine who's been a pastor in Frederick County here, in Frederick for like more than 30 years, had a church at one point in time over on Jefferson Street, was a youth pastor there, which my sons were participating in, Damon Albert, and him and his wife have had a heart for at-risk kids for a long time. And so, Damon had called me up, a couple months after I retired, and he said, hey, we just purchased 80 acres of ground in Hedgesville, West Virginia, and we're going to plant a camp here. They used to do all these camps and things like this as a part of their ministry and invite kids from the city here, a lot of county kids. Now it's expanded out to Maryland, Virginia, West Virginia, and PA.
Holy cow.
So we're serving a variety of children throughout this 4-state region right here. It's a camp up in the mountains that, started about 6.5 years ago. And so it was answered prayer for us because we wanted something to be able to give back and share, the gospel.
Have an impact.
Have an impact in
Yeah.
some lives and sow a sense of hope in some kids that are coming from some pretty broken backgrounds.
Yeah.
And when you're looking at child abuse and substance abuse in families and one parent outlets, just the struggles that come with that, and then you have parents that have died from drug overdoses. We've had kids at age 4 that were abused in a terrible way to supply their parents' drug habits. And so Stacy and I got involved with this. Brad, my younger son, him and his wife, they got involved in it as well. And, so we've been a part of the board. And then, we come up to the mountain with an expectation that, we're going to pour, a biblical foundation into these kids, get them away from the brokenness and the traumas of their homes.
Yeah.
And, we're hoping that by the time they leave on at the end of the camp, that there's a supernatural work that takes place.
Yeah.
And I have seen this, I'm telling you, Dani, so many times where we've had kids come up and weep over the loss of a parent, finding their moms or their dads in the bathroom with needles still in their arms. Kids that have just been sexually abused, physically abused, and then just a sense of brokenness and nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And when they leave the mountain, see a complete change.
That's amazing.
Because not only do we share the Word of God with them and sow seeds into them and try to encourage and plant a sense of hope and love them. And show them what love truly is. And
exactly.
They see us as police officers when they come up there, and sometimes it's a little intimidating.
Yeah.
Like when they look at us, you're like, this guy's a cop. But to see not me, but see who dwells in me, in Christ, I get a chance to share the love of Jesus with people. And I've seen kids get up in the middle of the night praising God. For the opportunities that they had. And then there's times when, in conversations with the kids that you have to walk away because I had to go around a corner and just cry.
Yeah.
Because it hurts that much.
Yeah.
But I'm so thankful that I have the opportunity to, pour into the kids and do something that we had a heart to want to do. And then to share it with, Damon Albert and his wife, who are, the directors of the camp, the owners of the property. It's a nonprofit, Been going for about 6 years. Campesri.org is our website. It's got applications on there for families if they desire. Sometimes it's grandparents watching these kids that have been taken away from their families. We have a link that you can come on, fill out an application. We serve kids from 8 to 17. We try to keep them in the same age group so that they can relate to each other and not be intimidated by an 8-year-old with a 17-year-old.
Right, exactly.
And hey, it's a lot of tent sleeping and sitting around campfires, listening to the bears and the coyotes howl at nighttime. But it's getting them away from their homes, taking them away from playing PlayStations for 8, 10, 12 hours a day, and bringing them up and just opening them up to a place on the mountain and a chance just to open up and change.
Yes. So there's your son might have shared a little bit with me that you may not be done yet. Is that something you're willing to share?
Yeah. A while back, speaking to some of the men and women of the sheriff's office and a few other people in the county that I'm still pretty close to this day, the question was posed to me about if I'd ever considered running for sheriff. And, I initially I was like, nah, I don't think so. But, as time has gone on, it's been 9 years since I retired. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of things in my heart that I would love to see implemented in the everyday work of being a police officer. And not only that, but then serving as a sheriff, you're open to the community. You need to be available to hear the community's call for help, be willing to take action, and play a big role in that. And so, as I was telling you a little earlier, I was debating on this for quite some time. Had a chance, praying with my wife and having a couple of my friends, help me in that prayer thought. And just in that prayer, I keep getting phone calls and asking if I would consider running for sheriff. And and a pastor once said, the only way to make changes in a dark area of this world is to step into the fire. I could sit home and whine about things, but there's no better action than to just jump up and jump in. And so, yes, I am going to run for sheriff of Frederick County when the time comes for. All the announcements and the candidacies and placing my bid in for sheriff. I am going to run for that seat. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, look, I think that there's plenty of time to get into all that good stuff. But I always say people who are willing, law enforcement, period, service personnel who enlist, you guys step up, you really put yourselves on the line for us, for the greater community, and we're so appreciative, really, of all the service that you've done, your sons as well have done for this community.
Well, I love the men and women on the department. Every time I see a police officer, whether they're Frederick PD, State Police, Thurmont, Brunswick, the thing is, it's a different uniform, but serving the same purpose. And just the teamwork and the love that they have, the compassion that they have for people. That's where I'm at. But I truly have had a compassion for the men and women in the uniform since I left. And, if I could come back and be a part of that team again, and help to, bring some positive points to the department again, I would love to serve as their sheriff. So we'll see where it goes.
Well, we will stay tuned for all of that. In the meantime, you might want to do a little research on this gentleman. Mr. Morton. Look, I tell you, what did you retire as? What was your?
I was a major.
Major.
When I retired.
Yes, very good. He made it all the way. I love it. I love it. We're going to hear a lot more from him soon. This is Gary Morton. Thank you guys so much for watching. Well, there you go. So I'm sure we will have him back when the time is right to focus on what he would do if he were sheriff. All right. Quick minute for a shameless plug to ask for votes. This is the last chance if you would like. If you're already voting for some great people for the SAS Choice Awards, if you wouldn't mind maybe putting in a vote for Good Morning Frederick for Best Podcast, that would be awesome. I really appreciate it. Coming up on Monday's show, you'll meet Ryan Burns, the owner of Stress Free Solutions. He's a moving company who's going to take all the stress out of that. Kristen Watkins from Charm City Run will be here, and it's Possum Pets, sponsored by Pet and Home Care. All right, a reminder, you got the podcast available wherever you listen to your downloads, and we're on all the socials, and really, really appreciate any support you can give by simply liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. It helps to let the algorithms know on all the different platforms that we're making content that you want to see. So if you can please do that maybe this weekend. I would love to get to 600 subscribers by the end of July. I think we're at 578 or something like that. So 22 more subscribers to get us to 600, because our goal is 1,000 by September, and that would be awesome. I said by my birthday, but we might have to push it to September 30th. All right, happy Friday. Get out there. Be great, Frederick, as I know you can be.
From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your whole day